Thanks for the support as a channel member, Nick Lemon. FA Cup third round replay away against Southampton. We need to make some money. This is going to have a massive impact on the rest of our season and whether or not we have to sell the entire team. Hello and welcome to part 69 of Bourne Again. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have that FA Cup third round replay away against Southampton and then another really difficult League One game away against top of the table Charlton. This run of poor form we're in isn't showing any signs of stopping anytime soon with a run of games like that. But you never know. If we can make a few quid, it doesn't really matter. I've just realised it's not match day. Give me a minute and then it will be. Now it's game day. And this is the team we're putting out there to go and play a Premier League ground. Fancy, fancy stuff. So, Hardy in goal, a back four of Barnes, Kitching, O'Driscoll and Ralston. Broadbent and Clark in midfield. Goldie, Palmer and Murray behind Pavlov up front. We've just set a club record for games without scoring a goal. 6 games since we last scored a goal. So it doesn't really matter who we have up front because we're not scoring anyway. I've got Goldie back in the hope that he manages to score a goal. He was quite good at that before. We're huge underdogs. Let's tell everyone we're huge underdogs and cross fingers and see what happens. The other record we just set is all-time record gate receipts for a home game at £95,000, doubling our previous record of 50,000. So if that was for an attendance of 4,000 people, I don't know, if there's 15, 20,000 here, it looks reasonably full. Then we could be in for a massive, £500,000, maybe not £500,000, but £200,000-300,000 payday, which would go a long way towards allowing us to keep some of these players. That end, not quite so full in there, Southampton shirts in there as well. I would expect a fairly empty end at whatever end we're at, but Southampton are in the top half of the Premier League. It's not like this is a poor side, but they do seem to be, for whatever reason, struggling to break us down. Again, it's been a relatively even game, although they now have a free kick on the edge of the area, and this is the kind of thing where you'd expect a Premier League team to get the breakthrough, and there it is. Just stick a free kick in the top corner. If in doubt, do that, because they're going to be good at that kind of thing. That's why they're Premier League players, and I imagine that's going to be the floodgates opening now, because we've defended valiantly for a game and a half, but there's only so much we can do, and I don't expect us to break the habit of 6 games and score a goal. Pavlov basically with an open goal. It's the best chance of the game by far, but he just absolutely scuffed it because that's what he does now. Right, nothing to lose. Go out there, give it your best shot, and try not to get embarrassed. Pavlov's fired up. I wish he would just learn to score goals. I don't care how fired up or motivated or composed he is. Right, now we have a free kick. Palmer from range finds Kitching, who we've won a penalty. We've won an actual penalty. This isn't over, boys and girls. Of course, it does involve us scoring the penalty, which is going to be a challenge. It's Clark to take, and it is 1-1. We're back in the game. There's 17,000 people here as well. Less than 400 have travelled from Bourne, but who cares? There's money in this, and not that I want to get too ahead of myself. The next round in this competition, whoever wins this game has been drawn at home against, I think it's 2 championship sides that are waiting to do a replay. I think it was maybe Ipswich and Middlesbrough, I want to say. So, we're going to win the FA Cup is basically where I'm going with this. Barnes looking to get in behind. He does. Joel Barnes has scored, and it's Southampton 1, Bourne 2. We are slowly but surely drifting towards one of the greatest nights in the history of Bourne Town Football Club. When we're suffering our worst form ever, we seem to have woken up and decided that we're a Premier League team, apparently. I can only assume Southampton are playing the reserves. This is insane. Right, let's get Querrell on. Get him on as an inside forward because he hasn't played there for a while. And we're going to bring Scargill on for Palmer in behind Pavlov. Just 2 extra goal scoring options. We want more goals. 2 isn't enough. We've got a taste for scoring goals again. We have a corner. Querrell to take. It's an in-swinging corner. Nobody gets anywhere near it. And now Southampton with the chance for a counter-attack. And I'm going to be sad when they score, but I kind of am expecting it to happen. And they've just cut through us as if we're not there. But Hardy makes a fantastic save. We deserve to be ahead. Looking at those clear-cut chances, this scoreline so far is a fair reflection of the game, which is a ridiculous thing to say. But just look at the stats. Hardy makes another very good save. And it's also fair to say he's keeping us in it at the moment by making some very, very good saves. Barnes is shattered. He shouldn't still be on the pitch. He's not fully fit. I think we've got Mark Sheffel on the bench. We don't have Mark Sheffel on the bench because we broke him in the last game. Barnes is just going to have to stay on. And we are going to... What are we going to do? We're going to bring Dean on in midfield just to calm things down a little bit with his quality in there. And I mean, I don't even know what to say as we enter the final 5 minutes of the game. This is absurd based on the form that we're in. Oh, it's another set piece in the 91st minute. And Hardy, dominant goalkeeping again, just plucks it out of the sky. What a match he has had. This is a star-making performance from Hardy. Let's not have him mess it up now. And there's your equaliser. And it's offside. It's offside. Oh, my word. There's 2 minutes left. 1 minute left. Southampton throwing everything forward. Terry Broadbent has just got himself sent off. I don't even hold it against him. In the circumstances, it's a second yellow card. He's trying to win the ball. I'm not going to get in a mood with him for that. But what we are going to have to do is drop these two back, I guess. And he's going to have to, yeah, we'll do that. That makes sense to me. And now perhaps we do go cautious. We stayed positive for long enough. But we might, oh my word. Bourne Town Football Club have just gone to the Premier League, come back with a victory and presumably a massive pile of cash. We've just cleared like £400,000 of our debts with those two Southampton games, plus a huge pile of money for actually winning and getting through to the next round where we can go and do it all again. And we play either Middlesbrough or Ipswich. So Middlesbrough, mid-table in the Championship. Ipswich, where are they? Ipswich, mid-table in the Championship. We're going to win the FA Cup. And I guess that's the game we show now. The league is done. Let's play those 3 games offline. We're coming back for the FA Cup 4th round, and I did not expect to be saying that in this video. Well, I think it's fair to say that the Southampton result has rejuvenated us. We went and beat top of the table Charlton at their place, then also beat Wigan, and all of a sudden we're back in a playoff hunt again, which is what a difference a couple of games make. Transfer-wise, we've brought in a little bit more money there as well. Ken White did go to Ipswich for 120,000, so that's £400,000 of a player sold this season now. And hopefully this next match will bring us back below £1 million worth of debt, which would be lovely. We're at home again though, so hopefully another sellout at Abbey Lawn. And this is the team to face Middlesbrough. This is mid-table Championship Middlesbrough. Can we do yet more heroics? Because the next round is Derby. If we get past Middlesbrough, and I think Derby have recently been in League One. They might. I don't think they are now, but you know, there's a route through. We're going to win the FA Cup. So it's Hardy in goal. I don't actually think we're going to win the FA Cup. We're going to win the FA Cup. Hardy in goal. A back four of Barnes, Kitching, O'Driscoll and Ralston. Broadbent and Clark in midfield. Querrell, Palmer and Murray behind Pavlov up front. Pavlov even scored a goal recently. Was it in the game you saw? There's been like an hour and a half's gap between recording the two parts, because as well as playing the in-betweeny games, to let you know exactly when I'm recording this, I've just done the premiere for the Champions League final in Non-League to Legend, so I had to stop and do that as well. Right, Underdogs team talk, and let's get out there. Is there anyone we recognise in the Middlesbrough team? Probably not. Bedwell. Was he on loan with us in this save or in a different save? That name's very, very familiar. I have too many saves going. I can't remember where my players have come from, but Bedwell has definitely played for me in FM20 and relatively recently. Barnes cuts it back to Querrell, who's just dancing around and scores a wonder goal. We're 1-0 up against Middlesbrough. Less than 10 minutes on the clock, And that was sensational from Querol. He is in form at the moment. Almost as if he only plays well during transfer windows because he's trying to secure a big move. We saw it back in August, and now we're seeing it again in January. He's the king of the transfer window, but what a finish that is. I worry that might have happened too early. I think we'll have woken Middlesbrough up too soon in this game, and it might come back to bite us a little bit, and we'll lose 8-1. But it's nice to be ahead to kick things off. Broadbent to Clark. Pavlov. Clark trying to play Palmer in. Palmer is in and hits the post. Imagine if we'd have scored again there. 2-0 up at less than 20 minutes would have been crazy. But we're still attacking. Barnes finds Querol again, who he's got the number of this fullback. Querol with the cross, and it falls to Pavlov, down to Palmer, who shoots from range, and it goes just wide. We are up for this today. We've had 70% of the possession for the first half hour of this game against a team. I mean, I guess they're only they're a team who are like 15 places above us in the league. It's not outside the realms of possibility for us to beat them. But it feels insane sitting here watching it happen. Right, this is where they're going to come and grab their just before half-time equaliser, presumably. O'Driscoll just keeps hold of it, finds Ralston, who's going to use his experience to try and steady some of the nerves, I hope. That's got to be offside. Doesn't matter because Hardy is having a coming-of-age episode and just does very, very well again there. And it's Middlesbrough on the attack again. They've got an injured player in their attacking lineup, so I'm happy for him to stay on the pitch as long as he wants to. And here's Querol with another chance at a counter-attack. He's got Pavlov ahead of him, but he decided to go it alone. Querol's through here and couldn't quite get the shot away. Broadbent then misses out as well. Took a little bit too much time faffing about with it, but we do still win the ball back anyway, but then give it straight back to Middlesbrough, who in turn just play it out for a throw, and that takes all the sting out of the move. Very happy with what I've just seen there. And now we're about to hit half-time. We've got the ball. It's Palmer drifting out onto the left-hand side now. So Querol's gone inside and it's cleared. And this would be a horrible time for Middlesbrough to score. If we can get a tackle in here, that would be swell. And of course, Terry Broadbent's there to do exactly that. But he then gave the ball back. But Hardy's in goal. And Ralston, we just talked about him using his experience. At $8,500 a week, he is not the man you expect to do this. Hardy does so well again. Broadbent's looking a little out of his depth today, but Hardy does well. Ralston, why is he not just nodding that out for a corner? On what planet is the right thing to do there, heading it back across goal? And that stings. That really stings. When you sign a player for their experience, and then they show they've learnt nothing in their 32 years of life, and they do something really dumb like that. And that's the kind of thing that turns form back around again when you see your senior players acting like numbskulls. Right, we need to pull ourselves back to get... Oh, if he'd have given away a penalty, I'd have sent him back from whence he came and just be done with him. He's surely our most experienced player is not bottling a game like this. That's stupid if he is. Less than 3,000 people in Abbey Lawn today, so not a sellout like it was for the Southampton game. People clearly less interested in Middlesbrough than they were with Southampton. I guess it's the difference between being top half of the Premier League against mid-table Championship. But in my head, they're similar sized clubs. But I guess historically, they're probably not. Clark with the cross. Querol's there again. And Salvador Querol is having a day. He's having a month. He is having a lovely time. And it's Bourne 2, Middlesbrough 1. And I thought when Ralston messed up that was that. Querol is having absolutely none of it. I don't know if he's playing out of his skin because he's now settled into Bourne, and we're going to see the same thing happening with Pavlov soon once he's fully settled, or whether he is just trying to earn himself a transfer. I don't really care which of those is true because he's playing very, very well, and I'm enjoying it very, very much. It's a shame for Goldies. It means he's not getting anywhere near the team, and Hardy keeps hold of that beautifully again. And this is ridiculous. We're not genuinely going to get to the 6th round of the FA Cup, are we? Scargill comes on for Pavlov, and we're going to bring O'Brien on for Murray on that right-hand side, just freshening up the attacking options that haven't really been involved very much today, and Middlesbrough now have their second equaliser of the game. And I'm not faulting Hardy there because he's had a good day, but it did look to kind of go through him a little bit. Let's have a little look. I'm hoping he's just kind of... I mean, he didn't expect the flick, I guess. I refuse to blame him. Right, Ralston to Palmer. Back to Ralston again, who still has some making up to do. Clark looking for Broadbent in space. I thought that was one of their players. It was the referee. Clark back to Broadbent. They're just knocking it back and forth between each other there. They're looking to get Querol in. That's exactly what's happening here. There is Querol. Plays it into Scargill. Palmer out to Barnes, who's got room to either run or cross. He finds Querol in space. And there's his hat-trick. What a performance today from Salvador Querol. He was already becoming a hero. He might be, and it's early to say this, and he's not done it often, but firstly, he's a big game player. He might just be the most talented player ever to wear a Bourne shirt. That has been close to perfection as an inside forward performance today. And if we don't have championship clubs knocking on our door after the way he's played today, I don't understand how football works, which, I mean, to be fair, we all know I don't understand how football works. But how do you... I mean, if you're Middlesbrough, how do you not look at how he's played today and think, you know what? There's an argument for signing him. We can get him for £1 million. Let's go and get him. And we've got... Hardy. What a save from Hardy again. I don't want all the plaudits to go to Querol because Hardy has been outstanding in all of these FA Cup matches that we've played. Hardy plays it forward to Barnes, who's got Querol ahead of him again. Surely he's not going to grab number 4. Barnes is just going to keep on running. Barnes can't quite get into a crossing position, and Middlesbrough have managed to keep it in here. And there's room behind where Barnes was. And now we need someone to get a tackle in because Middlesbrough are on the counter-attack. It's Terry Broadbent just hassling, getting the pressure on. Our most experienced, well, not our most experienced player, but our longest serving player, doing his bit as well. Ralston now finds O'Brien, who can't get the crossing, but it doesn't matter because there's 45 seconds left and it's our throw in their half. This is ridiculous what is happening today. Ralston forward to O'Brien. O'Brien can't get the crossover. If they score here, it's hideous. There's 15 seconds left. Terry Broadbent, what a man! What a tackle! I said he was looking a little bit out of his depth. Was it earlier in this game? Was it in the last game? It all blurs together in my mind. But these last 10 minutes, it's been Terry Broadbent time. He's doing what he's been doing here for 4 years. And we've just won another football match that we weren't supposed to win. And this ridiculously unlikely FA Cup run continues. And even more important than that is the money that it's bringing in. We've just been paid nearly £250,000 just for the result. Never mind the gate receipt. Derby are in the relegation zone in the same division as Middlesbrough. I mean, we could genuinely find ourselves in an FA Cup quarter-final, which is a ridiculous thing to say. And that's obviously going to be tomorrow's episode. We've got a lot of football to play before we get to that. That's a big gap between the 4th and 5th rounds. But that's what we'll show you tomorrow. Or maybe somewhere halfway between the two, because that is a lot of football. That's like most of the rest of the season. We'll perhaps do Doncaster and Oxford, then come back for Derby and Rotherham maybe. But either way, what a performance. What an episode. Is Bourne ever going to get any better than today? If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.